Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I want to talk to you about something that's happening right now in China and how it's going to drastically affect both coal and LNG prices. Bloomberg just reported, and I'm going to link this story below so you guys can take a look at it. But right now, essentially, China's panicking and they're ordering energy firms to secure supplies at all costs, all right? And I'm looking down because I've got some notes here I want to go over them with you. So just the other day, China's central government officials ordered the country's top state-owned energy companies to secure supplies for this winter at all costs, and that's a direct quote, okay? What's happening right now is these energy blackouts, China, the government in China is understanding how much it's severely costing them, not only in economic output, but also because it's infuriating its citizens, all right? So it's like, hey, we don't care how much it costs, we can't have this stuff happen. This could cripple our economy. So they got a lot of money, right? And they are saying secure everything you can as far as the commodities needed to keep our energy grid going. We don't care about how much it costs. Now, it is going to, and this is why we saw oil spike up the other day to that $80 mark. And I remember back in June, I was talking about how we're probably going to see, I believe we're going to see, based off what Goldman Sachs was seeing, oil hitting $100 by the fall. Now, that was missed, but it looks like we may be darn close to hitting that at the beginning of fall. But of course, we missed that number, but that's okay. But we're seeing these trends, right? So a couple things I want to talk about. We're already seeing natural gas already moving up before winter hits, right? Which is not normal. Seasonally, it's supposed to spike because that's just normal, but we're already seeing things like that, things like fuel spiking. It has to do with both supply chain, but it also has to do with demand. And now, in the end, this is a positive for us, right? Because if we see this coming ahead, we know how to invest. The problem is that if coal spikes, in my opinion, then that's going to drastically affect other industries, other commodity companies that need coal to keep doing what they do, or other energy companies. You now have a world superpower that has a ton of money that they've been storing aside. You could say whatever you want, about China, but the one thing they are is patient. And I know there's a lot of propaganda out there trying to make them look bad, right? Trying to boost up other countries' egos. But they got a lot of money. And they're telling their state-owned, their largest energy producers, get this at all costs, which in the background probably means something like, hey, we'll back you. We got your back. We need to do this now because we know. Don't take this as trading advice. Guys, I'm just a dude with a brohawk and a dream. We all know that. But, when Hitler was fighting the world, the reality is the reason why he lost, he had the spirit of his fighters, right? They were all gunning to win. He had the most advanced technology. He had the jet fighter. He had the rockets. He had stuff that nobody else had. But what he didn't have in the end was the fuel to keep that going. There was a lot of issues, but really there was one big thing. He was having a hard time getting the fuel to fuel the war machine. And every country knows from, studying past wars, past economic collapses, the energy sector can be one of the most important parts, most important fundamentals of winning a war in any kind. We're not talking about just a ground war or a cyber war. We're talking about, an economic war that's going on right now, an economic war that is, countries are fighting, they're vying for the next seat as the reserve currency. And I want people to understand how big of a deal that is. And this isn't supposed to bum you out because there's not a whole lot you can do about that. But what you can do is look at the way you're investing. What's the next trend? And right now, we're in an energy crisis. And just because, and it sounds crazy, a lot of people would, dismiss the Evergrande crisis that's going on and go, China's going to get, what they deserve, or this is their fault. Well, the thing is, there's contagion that people don't understand. It's already hitting our shores in America and other countries because there are investors, and a lot of them, there's pension funds, all right? I want people to realize that, that are not getting paid on their bonds, the interest rate on their bonds right now. And so there's contagion, right? And even if you think it's small, trust me, it's just the beginning. And I don't say this is a bad thing. It's a great thing when you know trouble's ahead and all you got to do is make a decision. Am I going to be part of the crazy, or am I going to move off to the side and let the crazy go running right by me? Which means there's also opportunities. So again, this isn't financial advice or trading advice, but I'm looking at this. And again, I'm going to link this story below in the description. This is a big deal because it's going to cause the cost of energy to soar, okay? It's going to come into the CPI, even if it's not well documented and, followed in the CPI, it's going to affect the cost price index. And it's going to have a trickle down effect into all kinds of industries, because you might go to Walmart, let's say, or Target or any store, buy something on Amazon, and you've got this finished product, but what you don't realize is the amount of energy it took to build that, like if it's made out of plastic, or how it got here. And so as this spike happens, and China is literally telling them at all cost, I want you to understand that at all costs, we don't care, we're gonna see the energy sector explode. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities to buy up, funds and stocks of companies, that are selling these products. But there's also going to be a trickle down effect to all of this stuff. So start thinking about that, guys. If you have ideas of how, you might be able to take advantage of the situation, please put it in the comments below. I think it's a big story, and it's exciting that I'm able to bring this stuff to you. And if you guys are seeing something that you want covered, please also, guys, throw it in the comments below. This is, I know it sounds crazy. It's going to get scary, but it's there's not a lot you could do about it except for sit off to the side and avoid it, or invest a certain way and make money. I'm just trying to bring you guys a broad overview of what's happening. So with that being said, I thank you so much for watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks to everybody that's given it a thumbs up. You guys are awesome. The Economic Ninja is out.